So you've got anxious attachment style, which is again that belief that there's something wrong with you on the inside that everybody else can see. So if you open up, they're going to see it and go, "Oh no, I don't want to be around you," and they'll abandon you because you're not worthy. So these people go out and they seek out people that they can earn approval from. They seek out people who have problems that they can solve for them. They seek out people who will not get too close to you, but they will love you from afar and they will throw love at you. They seek out people who make them feel important and cared for. Seek out people who make them feel safe, like that person will take on responsibility for them. They look up to tyrants actually very easily. They get manipulated very easily. They will do anything for you, often even into the point of shame. A lot of women who do sexual experiences that they are not proud of, they're usually anxiously attached and they're doing that to try to earn approval from this person because it's just anything to earn approval, anything at all. And in the moment, they shut down their own judgment so that they can just do something that someone will like them for. The idea here is hedge your bets against the day that that person discovers you don't deserve love, and they might not abandon you if you beg hard enough and have done enough to make them happy. Um, but over time, you don't share your needs. So you do 10 nice things for the person, expecting them to do nice things for you. And when they don't, that anxious person tends to be not so nice down the road. They tend to blow up on bad days. They tend to begin getting resentful that their needs aren't getting met. They feel overwhelmed. They feel like a martyr. They feel like a doormat. So they cycle through relationships like that. It's awful to be that way. It's very hurtful. Um, the other side is avoidance style, which is I have to fluff other people's feelings because nobody is going to be good. Nobody's going to be moral or honorable. They're not going to do the right thing. I have to manage other people so they'll act appropriately. This can be other people are evil and I have to really protect myself, or it could be other people do the best they can, but it's not enough and they're going to hurt me. So I can never open up to other people and trust them. Like I call that nervous avoidant versus manipulative avoidant. And down the spectrum, is narcissistic personality disorder, antisocial personality disorder, hurting people, really harming people, sociopathic behaviors. But that's not just avoidant attachment style. Avoidant attachment style is I can't be close to people, but I have to give them good feelings so that they will do what I need them to do when the time comes. It's not necessarily approval seeking, it's emotion fluffing. And they often do something called love bombing, which when they find someone they really like, they saturate them with great feelings, usually, and compliments, kindness, attention, solving their problems for them, making them feel so loved. And this really, you can tell, hits anxious people right in the gut and gets them very addicted through a process, a chemical called oxytocin bonding. Through oxytocin bonding, they really become hyper addicted to that avoidant person. And then they lunge at the avoidant person, begging for their needs to get met. And about 6 months into the relationship, the avoidant person says, "Oh God, what have I done?" And they're running for their life from someone who is leaping at them, trying to grab them and hug them and love them to death. And they are petrified. So they begin backpedaling out of the relationship, which begins activating the anxious person's of abandonment fears. And when the avoidant person just needs space, the anxious person says they are leaving me. They become hyper focused on earning approval. It overwhelms the avoidant person. The relationship starts falling apart. A year to 2 years, it starts really being destroyed somewhere, and then they break up. If they manage to survive into having kids, the anxious person, usually the woman, not always, um, will start becoming very protective of the children and start resenting the avoidant person inside the marriage. You are not taking care of our kids emotionally. You are not spending enough time with them. You are not warm enough. You are not caring enough. We see a lot of dads start saying, like, why is my wife angry at me all of a sudden for never changing? I'm doing what I've always done. And she is overwhelmingly resentful. She is becoming hyper protective of the kids and bonding with them and seeing the attachment problems without knowing what they are. And this drives the majority of marriages that are long-term divorces into divorce, is because she starts actively resenting him for the very thing that attracted her to him in the first place. He has no idea what's happening, tears the family apart, which then creates situations where kids say, wow, families can just be utterly destroyed and they all hate each other, they treat each other like crap. I better earn approval so they don't abandon me, or I better protect myself from people who just fall out of love with you. And it creates that process of attachment problems all over again. And that right there is the process, unfortunately.
Do they exist on a spectrum in the same way that, say, for example, the big five personality? Everyone. Well, maybe not everyone. So, for the context of the list, is there's, for example, agreeableness. There might be someone who is incredibly agreeable, people pleaser, kind of almost does everything for the other person, putting their own needs at the side, and obviously disagreeableness being like very forthright, very aggressive, like not taking no for an answer. We all exist somewhere in that spectrum, and it's not just one or the other. Is that the same with these attachment styles?
Generally speaking, you are one of the four. You are secure, you are anxious, you're avoidant, or you're a blend of anxious and avoidant at the same time, disorganized. Also called fearful avoidant, also called anxious dash avoidant. It's chaotic and it's got three different names. So it is what it is. Um, Generally speaking, you are secure or you are insecure and a mixture of one of these two or three types there. Um, the secure types, once you click across into it, you are secure. And you may have some moments where you're not as secure, but you are very secure or you're not. And it really separates people out into two different worlds, two different dating pools, two different friendship pools. Secure people signaling to each other and understanding each other, and insecure people doing that dance, chasing each other, but both sides being weirded out by the other side and not knowing what the other side's doing. Why are they so open with their needs? Why are they so clear? It's kind of creepy. I don't know why they're trying to get close to me and hug me. Or the other side, like, why are these people so secretive? Why are they so closed off? Why don't they just say what they feel? I don't know. I'm just going to go talk to these people who do. And the two pools completely separate from each other. It's like two different movies playing on the same screen. People in the insecure styles will say, there's no secure people in this planet. I've never met one. I've never been friends with one. I've never dated one. And that's because you've selected out from them and they've selected out from you. It really is a have or have not situation.